Welcome everyone, Professor Leis here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to post to our student introduction discussion boards, the very first discussion board of the semester. In this video, I'm also going to show you how to embed an image into your post rather than attach it as a separate file. So please watch the entire video just to make sure you're aware of that specific aspect of this, if not for the rest of this here. So in your response, you're going to compose it as though it's a short essay response. So I have these questions here that I want you to address, but I don't want you to respond to them as though they're just separate questions. I want you to compose this as a unified document. So a short essay response using paragraphs to separate your ideas. And overall, it should be at least 150 words in length. You can write more than that. You can always write more than what I stipulate or I specify, but I just don't want you to write less than that. All right, so first thing, you're going to provide your name. So what's your name? And if you go by a name other than what's included in the roster or what's listed on your Canvas ID, go ahead and let us know, such as a nickname, or perhaps if you go by a middle name, whatever the name is that you prefer to be called. What are your preferred pronouns? So for example, my pronouns are he, him, his. So indicate what your preferred pronouns are. It's not always readily apparent, and that's important for us to understand. So go ahead and include that. The third item is to tell us where you're from or where you live. You don't need to go into any greater detail than just the city you live in. So I live in Long Beach. You don't need to be any more specific than that. Hello, I live in such and such city. Now, if you were born in somewhere other than Southern California, like for example, if you were born in another state or perhaps even another country and you'd like to share that with us, go ahead and feel free to do so. But at the bare minimum, just the city that you live in. What is your intended career goal and or major? In other words, what are you studying or hoping to study in college? And what career goal do you hope to achieve based on your studies? And why do you want to study this major or go into this particular field? In other words, what's your motivation? So give us an indication of why you're attending Long Beach City College. So what major have you decided for yourself? Why did you choose that major? What was your motivation for that? Or if you haven't declared a major, perhaps you have some sort of idea of what you're hoping to go, what sort of field you're hoping to go into after college. So give us a picture into that. What's your motivation for going into that particular field? The next item here is what are some interests, hobbies, passions, and so on. So what kind of music, books, movies, TV shows, podcasts, all that type of stuff. What are you into as a person? Give us a little bit of a glimpse into who you are. Just so what are your main interests? And then finally, why are you attending college? Now, I want you to look beyond the standard answer of to get a job and make money. To a certain extent, we're all here for that reason, right? So I want you all to push a little bit past that obvious response and to think about why you are attending college, right? Because you could get a job and make money and not attend college. That's possible. But why did you choose to enroll at Long Beach City College in order to achieve that particular goal? So after you've completed your introduction here, you're going to include a photo of yourself or something that you think represents you. So if you don't want to include a picture of yourself, include a photo of something that you think would be an indicator of who you are as a person. So maybe you like to include a picture of a family pet or just something that represents a hobby that you're interested in. So of course, with your image, make sure it's appropriate. Now here's where I want you to follow a specific process by embedding your image rather than attaching it as a separate photo. So when you're ready to post your response, you'll go ahead and click on the reply button, and then this text box will appear here. Now, rather than just going right into this and composing your introduction directly into here, I don't recommend doing that. I recommend typing it up in Google Docs or Microsoft Word first, and then you can copy and paste it into this text field, because otherwise you can't save it until you post it, and I don't know if you're all like me, you probably have the experience where you've been working on something in a similar kind of text box. It's really great. You're ready to send it or post it or whatever. And then your cat jumps up on your computer keyboard and hits the backspace key and erases the whole thing. You're just like, no. We want to avoid that situation. So I really recommend saving it first and then copy and pasting it over. So let me go ahead and do that for you. I composed mine out here in this Google Doc, so I'm going to copy and paste it into the text box there. Now here's where I'm going to embed my image. So rather than clicking this button here, where this is where you could just attach it as a separate file, don't do this. And the reason for that is if you just attach it as a separate file using this, that means it's not going to display the actual image. It's going to display the file attachment that I will then need to download to my computer before I can open it up to actually see the picture. And the same will be true for anyone else who needs to see the picture. And so I want to avoid having to download 28 separate files from each of you in order to open it up to view the image. And I'm sure you don't want other people having to download those pictures to their computers in order to see it. So let's just avoid that and embed it as, embed the image using this feature up here. So up in the top, there's this toolbar, and then there's this icon right here. It's the images icon. So we'll go ahead and click on that. So make sure your cursor is wherever you want the photo to appear. We'll click on this image icon and then upload image. And then this rocket ship will appear. Now there's a couple things you can do here. You can either click on it to open up your hard drive and then select the file from there. Or if you have the file on your desktop, saved on your desktop, you can just kind of click and drag the file over to the rocket ship and drop it there, and then it will put it in. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on this so I can access my hard drive. Got a picture right here, so go ahead and include that. And then I'm going to press submit. And then I'm going to need to resize the image, so you'll probably need to do the same thing for yours, otherwise it will be a super huge picture. So let's go ahead and resize that. Whoa, super huge. So let's go ahead and scale it down a little more than that. Yeah, that's more manageable. Now I actually have another photo I want to include in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same, model that process again for you. I'm going to click on this to open my hard drive and then select my image. And then I'm resize this one as well. Ah, super big. Okay, we'll scale it down so it's more manageable. Excellent. Now notice I included image descriptions underneath each of these pictures. So go ahead and include image descriptions for your photo as well, just to let us know what's going on in the picture. Otherwise, we may not understand who is who if there's multiple people, especially if you're all wearing masks, and it can be difficult. So just give us a little bit of an image description, and then you'll go ahead and press post reply, and then it'll be there. Now, what you're going to also want to do is once you've posted your introduction, I want you to respond to at least 3 of your colleagues' posts. So feel free to ask them questions, or you can comment on any shared interest or whatever it might be. But I want you to go ahead and read through a couple of your colleagues' posts, post to at least 3 different people. And if you notice that there's already multiple replies to a certain post, try not to post on that one. Try to spread the attention out a little bit. So look for a post that maybe doesn't have any replies yet to comment on. All right, y'all. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message using the message feature in Canvas. Otherwise, I look forward to reading your introductions. Take care, everyone.